In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful dress with drawstring. So this is the inspiration, and I'm going to show you how you can cut and sew all of this to achieve a better look. If you're interested in content like this, please do well to stay tuned and subscribe as well. So guys, to make this dress, I have this 3 yard of African print fabric. You can see how beautiful this fabric looks. It has these 2 different patterns. So first, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to first fold the part I'm going to be making use of. So we are going to first cut out the back. So I'll go ahead and fold this. So I folded this, you can see it's folded into 2 this way. So the first thing I'm going to do is to show you what I did. So from here, I measured my round hip divided by 4 plus extra inches. So that is how I got the fold of this fabric. All right, so first thing I did was to mark my half of my shoulder divided by 2, and I also mark my back neck depth of 1.5 inches and the width of 3.5 inches. I also went ahead to connect it. So from where I have my shoulder, I'm going to mark my sleeve length. So the pieces, the fabric I have is already not wide, so I'm just going to make use of what I have there. From that point, I'll come down by 1 inch from my shoulder slope, and I'm just going to go ahead and connect this back to my neck width this way. So guys, I have a lot of videos on my channel here on how to cut out a bubu. So this is like the major thing I have been doing here recently. So you can also go and check out other videos. From the shoulder, I'm going to come down to my hip, which is 26. And I'm just going to go ahead and also connect a straight line across, just like this. So once you've done that, the next thing you're going to do now is to come to your hip, to the sleeve length. You're going to take how wide you want the sleeve to be. So I marked 10 inches. And from that point, I'm just going to go ahead and connect a straight line across, just like this. Once you've connected that on the hip, you're going to mark your round hip divided by 4. All right, mine is 11, and I'm going to add extra 4 inches to this because this is a free dress. All right, so you can decide to add 2 or 3 or even more than, depending on how big or small you want it to be. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to come to where this my sleeve is and also add the measurements I have on my hip. So I'll just connect a cuff. I'll just connect it from that point back to the hip, just like this. All right, and I'll connect from the sleeve to that point. So once you've done that, you're just going to connect a cuff, just like this. So whatever you have on your hip, you're also going to put it on the full length of this dress. So I'm working with a shorter version, and I'm just going to come down to how many inches I want this dress to be. So I want mine to stop at 36, but I marked 37 because I'm going to be using 1 inch for the folding allowance. I also went ahead to connect this into a straight line, just like this. And I'm just going to connect from the hip down to that point, like this. Once you're done with this, you're just going to go ahead and cut it out. Another thing you need to know is when you are making a bubu, you are supposed to use the biggest part of your body. So let's say if your hip is the biggest part of your body, go ahead and make use of your hip, just like what I did. But if your bust is the biggest part of your body, go ahead and make use of your bust. You just come down from the shoulder by your bust point, and on the bust line, you're just going to include your round bust divided by 4 plus extra inches, just like what I showed you here on the hip. So I went ahead to cut out the shoulders by giving it ½ inch because we're going to be joining that later. So I'll just trace out every other part. Once you're done cutting this, go ahead and keep this aside, and we are going to fold another fabric this way. This is also folded into 2. I'm going to place the back on top of it this way, but before then, just go ahead and iron your fabric. Make sure everywhere is straight. So for the front, the neckline is going to be different so that this can actually pass through your neck freely. So from the shoulder, I'll come down by 2 inches, and on the shoulder line, I'm going to also go in by 3.5 inches and connect a curve just like this. Once you're done, from the shoulder again, from the 2 inches point, all right, make sure you come down from the 2 inches point. This is something I forgot and I later corrected it. From the 2 inches point, come down by about 4 inches, all right, or you can even come down by 5 inches. Once you've done that, you're going to use your scissors now to cut that through. But before then, place the back pattern on it this way so that you can trace out every other part. So the back and the front has the only difference between the back and the front is the neck area, all right. So make sure you place them correctly before you cut this out. So I'm going to now trace out every other thing. So go ahead and remove the back, and for the front neckline, we are going to cut through from this point here. Make sure you are very careful. Cut it down to that point where you marked, just like this. All right, so I'm going to open this up and show you what it will look like. So by the time you open it up, you are going to have something looking this way. So I'm also going to fold this back. I'm going to cut out facing for both the front and the back. I'm just going to make sure I arrange this properly. So I'm going to bring another pieces here to fold this into 2. When you bring another pieces, make sure it's folded into 2, and you are going to use that to cut out the front neckline. All right, so this is it here. It's folded into 2 just like this. I'm going to now place the front on it, like the front neckline, place it on it this way. You're just going to go ahead and trace this out. Make sure you are arranging this very well. Arrange it properly, just like what I'm doing here. Can you see? Then you are going to use your scissors now to trace this out. Once you've cut this out, you have something looking this way. Can you see? So I'm going to bring my front pieces like this, and I'll place this on it. Make sure you place this right side facing each other. Place them correctly, and you're going to pin this down. So go ahead and bring your pins and make sure you secure those points before taking this over to your sewing machine to stitch it down. So I'm going to pin all of this part. I'll take this to my sewing machine. I'll show you where you are supposed to stitch using 1/2 inch. So you go over to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch from here down to this point. You take it up again and stitch through to this point, all right? And once you're done, you're just going to notch it and then turn it over to the wrong side. I'm just going to show you how to do that. So I'll keep this aside, and for the back, I'm also going to bring another fabric and place it on fold this way, just like I did for the front. And then I'm going to bring my back pieces and place it on it this way, and also trace out the back neckline. Once I'm done tracing that, I'm also going to place them right sides facing each other, pin them down, take it over to my machine and stitch it down using 1/2 inch. I've stitched this down, and this is what I have. I stitched the necklines, and I also did same thing for the front. So right now I'm going to show you what to do next. You are going to go ahead and notch all those points. Make sure you notch them. Now while you're notching this is just so that by the time you turn this over to the wrong side, it's going to relax perfectly. The neckline is going to relax. All right, so I'll notch all those points, including the points that is very sharp. All right, make sure you notch it, and while you're doing this, make sure not to cut your stitches. So by the time I'm done notching this, I'm also going to cut out the excess fabric I have there. I'll turn it over to the wrong side and then iron this out. So once you've turned this to the wrong side, you are now going to go over to your iron and iron this out. On the neck area, you're going to be folding in 1/2 inch while you iron, and you're also going to be using your hemming gum to hold this down while you iron. So I also repeat same thing for the back pieces as well. This is what I have after I was done ironing this. You can see how neat and nice everything is looking here. I also did same thing for the back, and this is how beautiful it looks. Make sure that your work is very neat. All right, once you're done with this, the next thing you're going to do now is to turn this. You're going to turn it, all right, and place them right sides facing each other. But before we do that, I also want to cut out pockets for this. This is also going to be having a side pocket, so I'll just cut out pocket for this. I'll just bring another piece and then fold it into 4. I'll fold it into 4 and then trace out the pocket area. So this is it here. Make sure you fold this wide enough to like where your hand can be able to pass. All right, so you can use 10 by 10. I think that's what I use here. I'm just going to go ahead and measure this later. So I'll just cut out this into a square. So the measurement you're supposed to use here, like I said, from here it's about 10 inches, and from here is also 10 inches. So I use 10 by 10, and I'm just going to connect a straight line like this. I'm going to trace this out. Go ahead and cut it out just like this. Cut it away, and remember this is folded into 4. That means we are going to be cutting pockets for both the two sides. So from the upper part, come down by 1 inch. All right, come down by 1 inch here, and from that point come down again by 8 inches. This is so that your hand can pass in very freely. All right, make sure you arrange everything neat. So you are going to now place in your hand this way and connect a curve. So I just want to connect like a curve just like this. You can do yours. All right, so I'm just connecting it this way. Once I'm done, I'm just going to go ahead and also trace this out. These are all the 4 pieces here, so 2 on each side and 2 on the other side. So this is what you should have by the time you are done. Now I'm going to bring my fabric and place them on the table here so you know exactly what we are doing here. This is my fabric here. All right, so from the shoulder line, all right, so you come down from the shoulder line by about 18 inches. You can even come down by 17 inches depending on what you want. So I want mine to be 18 inches from the shoulder area here. I'll come down by 18 here. At first I marked 17, but I think I'm going to correct that later. So I'll come down again by 8 inches. All right, so you're also going to make sure you notch those areas just like this. Make sure you notch them, and you're also going to repeat same thing on this other part here. From the shoulder area, you're going to come down again. All right, 18 inches, and from that point I'll come down by 8 inches, and then I'm also going to notch 8. Every other thing I did for the front, I'm also going to repeat same thing for the back pieces. So I'm going to bring my pocket areas, like I'm going to bring the pieces of my pocket and then place them on that very point where you notch. So pick two. You are going to now place them right side facing each other. Make sure you don't mix them up. So place them here, pin it down, and you're also going to place it here as well and pin it down. So you are going to repeat this same thing for the back pieces. So you take this over to your machine and stitch those points you pin down using 1/2 inch first. All right, so on this other part as well, I'm also going to place right side facing each other just like this, and I'm also going to pin it down. So make sure you secure it down just like this. Pin it down this way. Take it over to your sewing machine. Stitch those areas you pin down using 1/2 inch of stitching allowance. I've stitched this down and this is what it looks like. I also did same thing for the back. Alright, so this is what the back looks like as well. This is it here. So you are going to place them correctly right side facing each other this way. Place the right sides facing each other, and you're just going to go over to your sewing machine and stitch the shoulders area using 1/2 inch. Once you're done, you're going to fold the sleeves area just like this, and you're also going to fold in this other part here just like this. First fold in 1/2 inch and then fold 1/2 inch again and stitch it down. And on this other part as well, I'm also going to stitch the shoulders area and then fold the end of the sleeve. This is it here. After I was done stitching, I also went ahead to work on the sleeves area, and this is what it looks like. Right now I'm going to turn this over to the wrong side so that we can go ahead and close up the side. So for you to be able to close up this side, you are going to secure your pocket area. Please don't close the pocket area, because if you do, you won't be able to pass your hand through to that point. So what I'm going to do is to stitch from where your armhole is, come straight to the shoulder, to the pocket area, sorry, stitch down to this point here. And once you're done, you're going to fold the end of your dress as well. Please stitch from the armhole area. All right, so by the time you are done, you will have something looking like this. So these are the areas where I stitch. I'm just going to cut out the excess thread I have there. All right, so I've stitched down, and this is what it looks like from this point here. By the time you are done, you will notice that that armhole area is somehow curved. So for you to be able to have a straight and nice stitch there, you just need to cut, like notch that area so that it will be free. So this is what I have. Now I have these straps here that I have cut out. I'm going to be using this for the drawstrings, and I have 4 pieces. So the wideness of each of them is 2 inches, and the length for this is about 22 to 23 inches. So what you're going to do is to now pick one of it on your sewing machine. You're going to fold in 1/2 inch this way, fold in 1/2 inch on this other part as well, and you're going to join them together and stitch. This is what I mean. By the time you've folded 1/2 inch on both sides, bring them together this way and then stitch them down. All right, so make sure you are doing this on the wrong part. Fold in 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch here as well, and then bring them back together like this, and you're going to stitch it down. So everything you did here, you're also going to repeat it for these other straps as well. Hope you understand. This is what I have after I was done, and this is how beautiful and neat this looks. So I'm going to now bring my dress this way on the areas where we joined them. All right, so from the pocket area downward, what I'm going to do now is to open the seam allowance this way. I'm also going to bring my pins and then pick one strap, place them behind. All right, place them behind your stitches this way, place it behind. So you are going to pin this down. All right, so place it behind and pin it down this way, and you're also going to repeat same thing for this other side. Also place it behind this way and also pin it down. So when you go to your sewing machine, you're going to first run a top stitch. All right, so I just went ahead to correct this because it wasn't lying flat, so I'll pin it back down. So you're going to now run over to your sewing machine and run a top stitch along those points to secure those straps first. This is what I mean. Place them stitch on that part. So after that, you're now going to fold in 1/2 inch this way and top stitch. Make sure you don't stitch on the straps, because if you do, you won't be able to draw this out later by the time you are done. So just make sure that you first pull them in correctly. Make sure it is not on your stitches, and then you are going to fold in 1/2 inch and then continue to stitch. I also do same thing for the other side as well. This is what I have after I was done making mine. So this is what I was trying to explain to you. This is how it looks. Can you see? This is how it looks. So when you draw it, you have these effects just like this. I went ahead to turn this over to the right side as well. So by the time you draw it this way, you are going to have the effect on the sides just like this. All right, so this is how it's supposed to be. Can you see? So this is it here, and we are basically done with this tutorial. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this, because I really took my time to explain this better for your understanding. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do well to hit on the subscribe button, and bye.